Mitch McConnell is a disgrace.
When Donald Trump posted that Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell had a death wish, some of his followers saw it as a message. This is an anonymous account on Truth Social responding to a story about Trump mentioning that Mitch McConnell has a death wish. And then this person writes, "Let's move him to the front of the line of traitors." I mean, how seriously should we be taking this? How worried if some random person on the internet is posting this? Should we really be that concerned by it?
I think we have to. This is speaking to people throughout the United States who are saying, okay, it's acceptable to call for the death of an American official. What kind of country is that?
Experts who track extremism online say in recent months there has been an uptick in violent threats, even talk of civil war, and Trump is at the center of it. A major flashpoint, the FBI search of Mar-a-Lago.
Every time he puts out a new statement, it leads to a dramatic uptick in violent rhetoric across fringe platforms.
Lock and load, read one response to the FBI search on a pro-Trump forum. Another user replied, "Are we not in a cold civil war at this point?" That poster, Banana Guard 62, turned out to be a Washington State man who has pleaded guilty to unlawfully entering the Capitol on January 6th. His account identified by the group Advanced Democracy. Posts like this on right-wing forums a cause for concern, but it's not just anonymous online trolls beating the Civil War drum.
Democrats want Republicans dead, and they've already started the killings.
We are the closest to Civil War II we've ever been.
They plan on having a civil war that brings down America.
Take a seat. Greg Ehrie, a former FBI special agent, read through some of the violent rhetoric that came after the Mar-a-Lago search. Ehrie, FBI agent who doesn't quit in the next few weeks, is an enemy of the Republic. The FBI is now and forever known as the Gestapo. Treat them like you would treat a Nazi or a Marxist agent coming for your kids.
This makes me angry, obviously, personally, as a former FBI agent. To compare them to the Gestapo, to call them Nazis and Marxists, to say that they should be treated as such, is an offense to everyone who works in law enforcement.
Yeah, I think some people watching this will say, there's been talk of civil war in this country since the Civil War ended. What makes this moment different?
It feels different. During this period, in this election, it seems like the country is really radicalized to an extent, where they're more receptive, they're hearing these messages, and we're breaking off into different factions like we've never seen our citizenry do before.
Calls for civil war intensified around January 6th and have been simmering ever since. Here's what one couple had to say outside a Trump rally 2 days before the Capitol attack.
Will you accept Joe Biden as president?
No, he'll never be my president.
Okay. But you accept that he's going to be inaugurated?
No, I don't.
I mean, how could that change at this point?
Well, it could be a civil war. You never know.
You don't actually want a civil war, do you?
I don't.
Well,
show us the voting machines. Show us the ballots. Show us that this was a fair election, or we'll never accept another vote again. Ever.
And it's that belief in the lie of a stolen election that helps fuel talk of a second civil war.
They see themselves as true patriots, the defenders of American identity, and they see themselves justified in using whatever means necessary to safeguard America's identity.
Barbara Walter has studied civil conflicts around the world. Why'd you say that by even having a conversation about the prospect of a civil war in the United States, that we're being alarmist, just even talking about this?
I wish that were the case. I wish if I stopped talking about this, if everybody else stopped talking about it, this problem would go away. But the reality is there are violent extremists who want to overturn the current system. When you go and you talk to people who've lived through civil wars, and I've talked to a lot of them, places like Sarajevo and Baghdad and Belfast, and you ask them if they saw it coming, they all say the same thing. They all say, no, we had no idea.